Since I last saw you, I've seen one more property with Si, and it was our favourite one yet. We had a little walk around because we were super early, so we had a walk around, and it was near two co-ops, walking distance this is. It was walking distance to a post office, a pub, there was a park around the corner. It's near a retail, what do you call them, a retail estate? I don't know, that has like a Halfords, a Benson Beds, and you know, those sorts of things. Walking distance to a station. It was a really lovely flat. You actually had two bathrooms, one of them being en suite, had two bedrooms. The big sticking point for us was the lounge kitchen area, which was open plan, was very snug, and looking at it we could see very clearly that it wouldn't be a house that we could have friends over to and to entertain. And obviously, because we've been in this situation for so long, that's something we've been craving and really wanting and looking forward to. So even though it ticked a lot of boxes, I think that will end up being the deal breaker for it, even though it was so lovely presented. A really lovely hallway as you came in, where you could have room to put coats up and put your shoes on the floor and stuff, and it wouldn't feel really cramped and untidy. But yeah, I think just because we've just so looked forward to finally being the hosts and not just being the guilty feeling guests all the time that, you know, people look after, I don't think we should go with it. But till we've seen more, we won't know, because that might be, you know, the best you can get for the budget. So yeah, we'll see. But Si's at work from this point onwards, so I'm doing the viewings on my own. I've organised all the viewings anyway, but I'll be going to them without him, so he'll just have to trust that, you know, if I veto something, it's for a good reason. Hopefully he does. So I have in the diary for this week 9 viewings. Going to one in about half hour. I've got another one tomorrow, and then Saturday is just a bumper day. I think 7 I've got. So by Sunday, I think we'll have a very clear view of, you know, what is out there, what's the best one going, and what you generally have to compromise to live in this area, basically. Anyway, I know this video must be a little bit boring because I can't show you the properties, but I don't know the rules in terms of filming inside people's properties, particularly when they're still living there. I don't know whether it would be considered a little rude or intrusive or an invasion of privacy, so I haven't been doing that. But maybe I can show you some pictures on some of the printouts or something at some point. Anyway, I hope you're just finding it interesting seeing me go through this experience in some way. So I've managed to book another viewing for today, but I've got to walk to that one, and it's about half an hour walk each way, so I better leave soon. That's going to be the thing, there's not always going to be people that can drive me to viewings, so I've got to just try and make them work and try and get as little amount of taxis and Ubers as possible so it doesn't get expensive to see all these houses. Anyway, so the one we just saw, I'll actually show you some of the pictures of the interior on, you know, these booklets that you end up collecting. It's my favourite so far. The sacrifices I would be making on this one is that it's electric and not gas, which is notoriously more expensive, sometimes about 4 times more expensive to kind of heat your house. So I've got to factor that in terms of monthly bills. What else? It's not really walking distance to a station, but you're right near the town, so where you miss out on transport links, you gain inconvenience in terms of your food shop, getting anything you want from WH Smith's and all that sort of stuff. It's also walking distance to one of our favourite pubs, which would be lovely. What other negatives? It doesn't have a bath. This is the big negative for me, and it's not really easy to see where you would put a bath. I'm not even sure it's going to be possible, but my brother's wife is an architect, so I'm going to get her to look at the plan and see if she can find a clever way that we might be able to make it work. But anyway, I'll show you some of the pictures. Kind of a block flat, like you can see there, and there are disadvantages of that too. You do tend to get a bit more rubbish, and you know, people hang their things outside, which can look little bit untidy, and sometimes you get people hanging around. So we're going to go at night to see if it is the sort of place where people just hang about, because I want to feel safe walking home at night. The lounge is great. And the main reason it's great is because it's kind of a square shape, so you can really see how you'd put your sofas and just lay it out. The long thin rooms are really tricky in terms of decorating. You've also got this door that goes straight out into a communal garden, and apparently because of just the layout we get a big chunk of that garden that is pretty much dedicated to us, which is nice. Nice outlook too, you're not having people looking in. Kitchen doesn't look this nice in the flesh, I can tell you that much, but it's one you could live with, and there's enough countertops for Si to prepare his food on. The main bedroom's got a sort of ensuite. It's very pokey, but it's still an ensuite, and that's a really good size room, and you can see that it's a good size because they can fit in chest of drawers, so you can already see that they'd fit. Shower room. Second bedroom, which would be the office, already has a desk kind of in an alcove, which is nice, so you'd have all this free space to just do YouTubey stuff in. And there's a separate toilet as well, which is good, but again, no bath. We're about to go to is one that Si and I drive to the other day to just see how we felt about the area and the kind of feel of the parking area, and it felt very cramped, and we do worry that we'd struggle every day to find a parking spot near the flat, and that would drive you mad. But again, I need to see the space just to see whether that is a compromise we'd be willing to make, because the space might be amazing. And in terms of the station, it would literally be a 1-minute walk to the station, which for me is almost invaluable, because if Si's at work all day and I won't be living with my parents, I can't just say, can you drop me at the station? I will have to walk. So if it's 1 minute, I mean, that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? So this is the one I'm about to look at. At the moment, trying to suss out the parking situation, garage, because it looks like you have a permit but you don't have a specified spot, which might drive you mad. So we'll see. So I'm back. It's not the one, but you know what, I don't see it as a waste of time, because seeing ones that aren't the one make you realise how good other ones are. And now I can't stop thinking about the one I saw this morning and keep thinking how good that one was, because it was the same sort of layout and type of building. They're both split level maisonettes, so you have to go upstairs to go to the bedroom, which I really like actually, because it makes it feel more like a house. But this one was a lot dingier. I don't know, it just had a different feel to it, and also a deal breaker, which is something, if I tell Si here, be like, please don't say that you want to move into that one, because it'll be a deal breaker for him, and that is there's no allocated parking, like I said to you earlier, I think on the video. So there's no garage and no guaranteed place to park, so you could end up having to park up, you know, minutes up the road with all your shopping bags, me and my own, and that sort of thing really affects your quality of life. So I think you've really got to consider that. So despite, you know, there is a lot of positives about it. Like the master bedroom was actually a great size. Let's see, how big was it? So 4 meters by 3.3, which at my budget in this area is actually a very big space. So that was good. And the dining reception room was reasonably big as well. The kitchen was not big though, and it had a bath. So that's one thing it had over the one this morning. It did have a bath. Oh, I'm so upset the one that I love doesn't have a bath, because I think I'm going to find out that it's also a space that has nowhere I could put a bath. Oh, and I just need that for my leg pains. I can't imagine not being able to have a hot bath if I needed to. It's not me just being like a princess or a diva going, I must have a bath. It's literally, I rely on that to just ease my pains. So should that make it a deal breaker? Well, I don't know. But anyway, let me show you the one I just went to. I'll show you the notes that they gave us. So here is like the lounge space. I don't like these windows or doors, but obviously that's just cosmetic stuff you can change. The light was decent enough. These long rooms are slightly harder than a square room to decorate, but a decent amount of space. kitchen was very small. I mean, it looks small there, but it looks much bigger in that picture. It's a lot smaller and felt a bit like a uni kitchen, but that's fine. This was good. You get your own private bit of garden and this storage shed, which is really useful. Yeah, you can see it there. You get a little bit of it there. And it is, like I said earlier, a walking distance to the station, which was a big plus. But I'm afraid it's vetoed because of the car situation. So we've done to do a little recce at night to see what this block here is like at night, just to see, you know, in terms of parking, in terms of noise, in terms of people hanging around. And so far so good. And Si, although he's only peeked in through a window, he likes the look of it. So far this one is looking very promising, and we've done the little walk, and it literally is a 2 minutes to one of our favourite pubs in the area, which is a huge bonus. Yeah, that's the main road that takes. Yeah, it takes you right into the high street.
Because look, you can see that's parking around here, so people can park there, and where the road's closed there.
Yeah.
On that side, opposite Double Yellows, you can park there. So
yeah.
Like,
should be fine. And we're assuming we'll have loads of guests. People might not want to visit us.
Of course we will.
You'll be cooking maybe if we
I'm on cooking duty already.
Yeah, you know it. You don't want me cooking. I'll be there to just be fun.